Alright, I think we're live. You can never tell. YouTube says you're live and then, I don't know, there's like many minutes where you're just not quite sure. I think we're live. I always have to pull up my own like window of my own stream to see. Alright, looks like we're live. Sweet. New pinned chat. You can now pin a message to the top of your live chat for viewers to read. Click any message. Whoa, what? Whoa, this is totally new. YouTube added something totally new here. What is this? What? So, I just started this stream. Pulled up my own window, as I said. And I get this alert that says I can pin a message? What does this do? Huh, that's... Alright. Does that work? Can you click it? You can click it. No, wow. Alright, alright. Dude, that's pretty cool. That's totally new. This is new as of like right now. It's kind of annoying though. I don't like how it I don't like how it like takes up room on the chat, on the live chat. That's interesting. You know, the whole internet's been having issues the last 48 hours or something. YouTube, we were having some problems definitely with YouTube in the last week. Looks like they're doing some stuff behind the scenes, to be honest, because we got as a creator, we get updates from them. We get little notifications. They didn't say anything about that. Nothing in the notes about it. I'm surprised. That's out of nowhere. That's pretty cool, though. My first thought, of course, though, is, man, I bet people are going to abuse that. I bet that doesn't. Don't you feel me there? Like, I doubt that sticks around forever. I can just see people linking stuff that maybe they shouldn't link. That's so strange. I mean, I dig it. I dig it. I like it. I like being able to do that. It's just something about it. It feels like something YouTube isn't going to be cool with long term. Maybe I'm paranoid, and I have all rights to be paranoid, man. We have gone through all the trials, all of the YouTube trials. Yes, that's kind of what I'm thinking, Crockpot. Like it. I feel like that's scammers may rejoice. May rejoice with that. I just think there's too much possibility to abuse that. I mean, I like it though. Alright, I don't know why I'm complaining. I'm just doing my little like pre-show rambling where I check to make sure everything's set up and going good. Looks as if it is. Looks decent. I see myself on my own homepage. Always a great start. A little skeptical. There's only 48 viewing here. Welcome, guys. Thanks for joining early. Well, thanks for joining. But typically it's a little higher. 40. I'm wondering if we're not showing up. Did anybody get a notification? Notifications, or do you see it on your subscription tab? Because we're seeing they made some changes overnight. And that may mean that there's changes elsewhere. So I'm going to make sure everything's okay. Looks like the video from yesterday and the day before are in search, so that is a good sign. See if I add tags to it. Are we showing up in tags? Are we showing up in tags? Sorry for the delay. Alright, we got 60. We're moving. Something feels odd today. That new pinned tag thing, or new pinned link thing is pretty cool though. I'll dig that. Yeah, I'm not really seeing us show up in any of these tags. They might have changed the way tags work, though. Typically when they make one change, there's other changes about. So let me see. Tom Crown? Do I show up for Tom Crown? Alright, we got 70 watching. Alright, we're back to kind of more normal. Okay, we're showing up for Tom Crown. So that means we are in search, we are on people's subscription homepages, we are on suggested videos. Those are good signs. We're not showing up for anything else though. Bitcoin Live, whatever. That's fine. That's cool, man. Really, like for me, here's a little insight into being a creator that you probably don't care about, but I'm just going to share it. It's really not about being in search. You would assume search is like a big deal. It's really not. I think only maybe on average 10% of our views come from search. So, I mean, you don't want to lose them, but 10% is not that big. But what it is when you're not in search, then you're also not showing up on subscription pages. You're not sending out notifications. You're not in suggested videos. That's what hurts. So it's really not about the keywords. I mean, those are a good bonus. But what it is just like having access to your viewers at all is the big deal. And it looks like we're okay. So just seems odd. I guess it is a little early for us to go live. A little early. Usually we have I feel like a few more people here earlier, but I also do rant for like an hour and then I look. So maybe we're perfectly on track and I'm just being paranoid. That's likely. All right, let's take a look at the corn. Let's get into the corn. Let's do the real stuff. So here we are. Go to the big screen. Oh, that's not good. Full screen that. Bring us down, go to the big screen, turn on my camera. I had a bunch of little minor technical things I had to deal with today right before here. We had planned on starting earlier. That's not the way it worked out. Guess I actually want to be on this side. I had to change a bunch of things. A bunch of settings got like reset on my Streamlabs, and so here we are. I look alright. Is that visible? It's always so hard for me to tell. No, what's up, guys? Looks like we are doing alright. Looks like we are showing up for people. Thank goodness. How do you guys feel about it? I really do. I want your feedback. You don't have to give it to me right now. I want your feedback throughout this episode. I did pin the Patreon message. This is a totally new thing they added. Maybe today, maybe overnight. I'm not sure. I want your feedback and your opinions on that pin message because I've been able to do that with merch, but I always just found it obnoxious that it kind of like hangs over the chat. So let me know your feedback, guys, because ideally it would be great to be able to have a link pin there. That would be good. But yeah, if it annoys you guys a lot, then it means it's annoying other people and, you know, etc., etc. Oh, yeah, there you are, Crypto Jack. There he is. I was chatting with, I randomly came across Crypto Jack's stream on Twitch. And I told him, hey man, I'm about to stream, but if you shoot me your username and you pop by, I'll give you a shout out. And I didn't see that he messaged me back, but I see he's here. Dude does TA on Twitch, similar to this. He's a good guy. I tune in randomly when I see him on. So feel free to check him out on Twitch. I think it's just twitch.com/CryptoJack. I'm trying to find it. CryptoJack, and the O in crypto is a 0. No space. CryptoJack. Cool. So there's your shout out, buddy. I told him I'd do that. Love supporting people. Spreading the love. So anyway, okay, we're back up. We're at 90. We're back on pace. Seems like everything is okay going on with YouTube. God, I worry every time. Ooh, pin Discord. Oh, Graydon, my man. You're a smart one. Okay. Let me I'll put the Discord link in the chat. Dude, you're totally right. Graydon, dang it. Isilmo? You're a genius. Let me double check, make sure this Discord link works. And it does. And so sweet. Now I can do... Oh crap. It's hard because I have to type the message out, send it, and then pin it. I can't just like pin something from back here. So let me try. Because I want Discord on there. Discord on there, but I also do want the Patreon link on there. So let me see if I can do both. Okay. This is an experiment. Sorry guys, people tuning in, this is probably boring. YouTube enabled a new thing today. See, that looks really ugly to me. And it made it even bigger. I don't know, I'm okay with it. That was a great suggestion though. Discord, we want that Discord up there. That's a cool thing. Like, I really like that. I really do like that. I wonder what happens if I try to pin also a piece of merch. Will it have a double pin? Should we try it? People are tuning in like, dude, I'm here for the TA, and you're like digging around on with pinning stuff on YouTube. I don't care. Let's see what happens when I also pin a piece of merch. This is just like an experiment. This is for science, all right? So everybody relax. This is for science. Let's see. Let's pin the face mask. Wait, did that work? Pin merchandise. I wonder if I get 2 pins or if it replaces it. Or if it crashes the stream. Could just crash the stream. Like, who knows? Who knows how this works? This may never have been done before. I think it's just conflicting. So I set it, and it just seems to be spinning. Doesn't know how to deal with it. What happens when I reload? I don't think I can do it. Hey, it was worth it. It was worth an experiment. It was worth it to see what would happen. Apparently, 1 pin at a time. I'm cool with that. Nice. So, now the Discord link is always pinned at the top of the chat. That's pretty cool, man. I can turn the spammy... I can turn like my little spammy thing off then, which is good because I don't like doing that. I don't like having that bot saying the Discord. Let me turn that off here. Gamers. Alright, Discord turned off. I can leave that one. Okay, cool, man. That was a great suggestion. I don't know why I didn't think of that. We'll see how that rolls. Thank you, brother. Thank you. Alright, let's check out the TAs. 126 watching. Welcome everybody. Everybody's on their way in. We're a little earlier than usual. Please remember to hit that like button. We have 54 likes, 125 watching. Let's get that number up. Let's get us some visibility on YouTube here. They made some changes, so who knows? Who knows what else? We're gonna find out. There's gonna be some surprises along the way, I feel, today. That I'm sure. Whenever YouTube changes something, expect everything. Are you ready? What's up, brother? Yeah, let's try to get 100 likes. Totally. Are you ready? You are on the right track there. Let me get into the TA. Typically, that's when the likes come in anyway. So, all right. Yesterday, we reached the critical profit-taking level 16,312. This is the final fib. This is the final fib level. You can do it at home. Take your fib tool. 2017 high, 2018 low. This can't be on logarithmic. It has to be on the standard chart. Logarithmic will give you a different number. But that's it. This is the final level on fib. So while I don't believe it's a resistance, I believe it's a profit-taking target, profit-taking point, and that's playing out pretty well. We really don't see a strong rejection yet. This is a rejection for ants. Barely rejected at all. What price did we lose? We swung high to 16,491 shortly after we stopped streaming, but dude, I was just done. We've only sold off 1.5%. That worked right. No, that didn't work right. Stupid tool. 1.5%, that's barely a sell. That's not a rejection at all. That's like a nothing. That's not even like a profit take. I don't know what. Okay, 3.1. That's more in the realm of the profit take. Okay, good. But we have some interesting things here that we don't even really need TA for. Just looking at what we've built in the last few days, we saw this wedge flat top, kind of ugly pattern. This blue triangle. It's not ugly in the sense of its shape. It's ugly because it's not quite a flat top. It's not quite a symmetrical triangle. I guess maybe it was here, you know, and then it had this It's a little ugly, but this shape looking pretty solid. Here's what's interesting to me. This sell-off today went back below the fib. Look at the bounce. Look at the bounce so far. Not only is it essentially perfect to this triangle here that we made, but if we get rid of the triangle, and you guys have been following along the last few days, weeks, etc., our bro trend line. Check out our bro trend line. We were talking about this yesterday, the day before, and I was saying, dude, it is crazy to me to see like three nice touches to a trend line. It happens. It happens, but it's not super common. But what we're seeing here with this trend line, man, I've never seen anything this clean. So we started it on the 7th, connected it with the wick low of the 9th, and look at price since then, man. We had one perfect touch on the 10th. We broke it. We broke it on the 12th. I think that was the first candle of the day on the 12th. But our savior, the old 50, where do we go? The old 50 moving average on the hourly, perfectly bounced it. Just perfectly bounced. Just caught it back. You know what I need to do, because I do this every day, guys. Let's make a new chart, because I don't want too much clutter. We can go back and check out that old chart too. But here's what's cool. This way you guys will be able to see it yourselves. This trend line, unbelievable, man. Unbelievable. I cannot remember, like, I'm sure there has been trend lines like this in the past, but I have none in my recent memory that are anywhere near this just precision. Look at this precision, man. 1, 2, those don't count because you need 2 lines to connect to make a trend. But we have a third perfect touch. Our 4th touch broke it, but was caught by the 50 MA, and we saw a solid bounce. We saw that live. 5th touch, virtually perfect. Wait, 1, 2, 3. 3rd touch. I'm losing count. 4th touch was just 3-4 hours ago. Dudes, this is crazy to me. You don't see this. You do not see trend lines this clean. And yes, this one is, it's like a little bit under. Trend lines are never perfect, and that's why even like 1 perfect or 2 perfect touches to it is exceptional. But then to have 2 just, I don't know, within a margin of error bounce off of it, this is crazy, man. To me, this suggests this is a super important trend. I'm gonna make that really bold. I mean, we're gonna keep that super bold today. This is super important. What might be interesting, this is going to be something I'm doing for my own sake. Let's extend the line left. Let's see if it hits anything. Does it hit any price action? I like to do this when you see an important trend. Just check out. Nope. Not on logarithmic, maybe on regular. Nope. Okay. It's always worth doing. I'm not sure if really there's any super important information that can be gathered, but just, I don't know, as an experiment, extend the line left, see if it lines up with any prior history, because you never know when this trend line might actually just be a trend line from the past that was drawn somewhere else that is like still in play. I'm blown away by this. You guys who have been here for days, you've seen this trend line for days. I'm blown away. You don't see this. I'm not sure what that means. And I'm not sure if I can draw any conclusions from it. Could serve as a important stop loss, someone scalping. Certainly any price action closing underneath this trend is going to get our attention quickly. But it is slanting up, so as long as this holds, trend is still moving up. It's pretty cool. I'm just blown away by it. I'm a chart nerd. I don't know about you guys. You guys probably don't care, but you just don't see that in TA. And that's on the hourly. You know, this is across multiple days now. This is across 6 days. That's a long time for a trend to be so clean. So my eyes are absolutely focused on this line specifically today. So much so that we're gonna keep putting alerts as price continues to just paint candles to the right. We're gonna move our alerts up and up and up and up, and we're gonna just watch and wait to see if this breaks, because that's some cool stuff, man. You do not see that. All right, let me let me get off that. Okay. So we are at the fib. Traded above it. Sold off below it. It looks like our bro, the 50 moving average, again swooping in to provide support. You see that this is actually the second wick off of the 50 hourly moving average, showing that buyers have an interest in this 50 moving average. It's acted as support now twice. It's trending very closely to this trend line, or moving, not parallel, but cruising along with it. This may be the more accurate. When I was suggesting that this trend line might be a good stop loss for someone, depending on what trade you're in, or a value to look at, maybe the 50, because the 50 is closer to price. Maybe this is the tighter price that we're looking for here. What is that at now? 16,070. I would definitely keep an eye on this hourly 50, man. It has been such a player in the last week. Losing that 50, we're likely to see price sell off, move back up, and hit the 50 again from the underside and act as resistance. That's just like a play as usual, business as usual, when you see this kind of moving average interaction, when it's serving as support multiple times. If we see it lost, we're likely to see it be tested as resistance. And I would say the sooner, so if we lose this, you know, whenever we do lose the 50 hourly, because we will at some point, you can't stay above an hourly moving average forever. When we do lose it at some point, we're going to look for it. We're going to see how fast it takes price to retest it. And I would say the quicker it tests it, the more likely it is to service resistance. I think that's what I'm getting at. Let me draw it, because I even like confuse myself saying that. So this isn't what I'm thinking is going to happen. We haven't even really looked at the TA yet. We're just speculating kind of around what we're seeing locally on the chart here. So say we saw this happen, okay? Just say this is what happens. I'm not saying that this is probable or this is what I'm looking for. But just in this scenario, so I can explain what I'm trying to say here. We see the moving average continues to kind of trend up, and we see price sell off below it. If we see a quick retest to that 50, I expect it to act as resistance. This is what I would expect to see. This is what we do here a lot on this channel. We try to look for the possibilities of what's going to happen. We don't know, but we try to find the possibilities. Let me try to identify what's the most likely. So what I'm saying here is, when we lose the 50, the faster we retest it, the more likely I think it is to be resistance. Again, you know, you never know. You can always lose it and just blast back up. It's just an observation because of how close it is to this trend line and how clear of a support it is acting as. It's just something we need to have in the back of our minds for when we lose it. It is likely to act as resistance. So, yeah, whatever. Let's look at actual TA. We started with the 15-minute last time. This time we're going to start on the 12-hour, just because I like to mix it up. And as we start on the 12-hour, we're going to use our new chart, so we don't have as much visual noise. That is our trading enemy. Visual noise. Data that's not important. Or data that distracts us from the important information. Alright, 12-hour. We're in a similar situation to yesterday. I like this, though. So we've been a little worried about this positive funding spike, right? Been a little worried. We've been watching it. Maybe not worried. But we have been seeing it wane, and yesterday we saw a lower high in funding, so it was still waning. Still hasn't flipped to negative on the 12-hour. But then again, today we're seeing maybe this is possibly a third lower high on funding. Maybe we are seeing funding lose momentum and flip to negative. That's what we'd like. If you look back, most of the time since March we've had negative funding, and most of the time since March we've been moving up. So this is going to be an indicator. Certainly price can move up when funding is up or is positive, but it's always a good sign to see it negative for price to move up. There's not a lot to draw from here. Actually, we see that as I'm saying this, the 12-hour just dipped into the negative. That it's going to fluctuate back and forth. You can see that it spends a good amount of time kind of in the neutral zone as it flips from positive to negative. It just happened right now. So we're looking for a solid flip and a continuation into negative funding. We want to see shorts opening. We want to see the market opening short contracts, hedging against their spot longs. That's what we want. We want that. 12-hour RSI is in the same position it was. This has not changed. Man, this is the 12-hour is just coiling still. We see what is like a flag pattern on RSI. Certainly there's bearish divergence here on the highs, because we keep seeing lower highs on RSI. We do see one lower low, which I think did give us a little boost of bullish divergence off of our low, but since we just have higher lows, there's not a lot here. The only thing visible is that bearish divergence is still painting. If you've been around, you know we've been talking about it for days and days and days, and yesterday, or in the last few days, we got some signals that make us not quite as worried about this as we could be. MACD, let's see, MACD just flipped back to the bullish, to the buying momentum. Has not waned yet, but it's not a super strong flip yet. I would like to see some more continuation there. No bullish divergence on MACD either on the 12-hour, so the 12-hour really is sitting in the same position as it was, which makes sense because price really hasn't moved. Price has not moved since yesterday, like at this time, where it was like pretty much at the exact same price. So moving averages aren't going to be able to tell us much because they're still catching up with price on the 12-hour. And Ichi, are we still above the Tenkin? Yes. Okay, so this is still solid. We've been watching these on the longer time frames. We're staying above the TK, and as I've been saying, as long as we're above this green line, the quicker reacting line on Ichimoku cloud above the big cloud here, the trend is still up. So that has moved up to 15,652. And as we usually do, let's just mark that, so as we go through different time frames, we're reminded of where the 12-hour could look to support. So there we are. Should we go up or down on the time frames? We never start on the 12-hour. I'm just mixing it up. Gotta keep mixing it up. Let's go down. Let's go down. Let's go to the 6-hour. Check out the 6-hour. We haven't looked at the 6-hour in days. We don't really care about funding now because we looked at it on the longer time frame. So what it's saying on the shorter time frame, not as big of a deal. RSI. I have not looked at the 6-hour, I don't know, in weeks. It's not a time frame I typically use. Same thing. So on the 12-hour, we saw some bullish momentum building. We haven't seen signs of it waning yet on the 12-hour. But on the 6-hour, we do. We do see a sign of it waning. We see these darker blue candles are being printed. And then my girlfriend just sent what? Okay. She knows I'm streaming and she's sending me Christmas gift ideas. I thought something was wrong. It's okay. The 6-hour, we do see a little waning. So we need to keep that in mind. 12-hour, we don't see momentum slowing. 6-hour, we could. We do see it a little bit. But if you look back, there are times where momentum wanes and then picks back up. So a few blue candles is something we need to keep in our minds, but not something that we necessarily are going to act on or use as actionable. It's pretty much the same thing on RSI here. We're seeing, we did have one higher high with bearish divergence, I'm sure. Yep. And then we have a series of lower highs, and we're seeing that echo. We really do see that echo across a bunch of time frames that are shorter. Go to the 4. So I'm sure the 4-hour shows it too. Sure, yeah, the 4-hour shows it even clearer. We have RSI highs that are low. They are lower highs, but we have price moving up. What's going on? Why? That's bearish divergence. Typically that's not a good thing, right? We see it on even MACD, though MACD has not flipped on the 4-hour, so it's not confirmed. And technically, if we want to get super technical here, we don't have bearish divergence locally, and you guys know I love the local. I love the local divergence. I will use the macro, will look out, but technically, We have a higher high on MACD locally and a higher high on price, so that isn't bearish divergence. But I think everyone in the world would argue, hey buddy, you can't just ignore this high. You're being crazy. So we do have the threat of bearish divergence on the 4 hour as well. This all sounds not so great, right? If this is your first time here, this probably sounds super bearish. But we're gonna keep looking, and there's some other things we need to look at that we haven't gotten to yet that will paint this picture for you as to why maybe it's not so bearish. Yeah, but that may have changed. We'll keep looking. Hourly, we're down to the hour. This is the short time frame. Anything we look at here, unlikely to see an impact. Any signs or edges we find here, unlikely to see an impact past a day, a 12-hour candle. But we do see unconfirmed, but pending bullish divergence here on the MACD lows off of our trend line. We have a lower swing low on our MACD with a higher swing low in price right off our beautiful trend. So we have a little bullish sign here. That's good. We have a little bearish sign on our highs. That's okay. We have it on our side as well. So yeah, bearish divergence on our highs, a little bullish divergence on our lows. We have both signs conflicting, is what it is. The hourly does tend to conflict often. Okay, 20 rolling over on the hour. Not a huge deal. Okay, this is what I was thinking. Bollinger Bands on the hour are tightening, but we want to zoom back out. Let's see if they're tightening overall. Not on the 4 hour. Oop, that was a 10. Not on the 10 hour. Though I didn't notice this, we got a beautiful bounce off of the middle band on the 10 hour. 2 of them. Very nice. And on 12 hour, they're starting to tighten. Okay. I was hoping there'd be something more. So basically on our shorter time frames, actually, we'll look at 15 minute for kicks because it worked out pretty well last time. 15 minute, we see funding did flip negative, which is solid. I'll take it. Not really reflective. What that means is just in these specific candles, there's more shorts opening than longs. Funding is going negative. Doesn't really influence any bigger time frames unless it remains that way, or if there was some extreme opening of positions. But it's not a bad sign for the short term. Let's check it out. A little bit of bearish divergence here as well. There's really not too much information here on the 15. All right, I thought we would get more signs, more signals from the shorter time frames. That's okay. I didn't look at them, so I didn't know for sure. What that says to me is this trend line is now going to be very much in play today. This is going to be where we're looking. If we're going to get a downside move, clearly we have to break this trend line. So that will kind of back up that argument of this could be a stop loss for someone scalping, someone who entered a bad position. It's interesting. This is an interesting short time frame. More interesting than yesterday. Okay, so the people that were probably thinking, man, that sounds really bearish. All these bearish divergences on the highs, like, that's not good. No, it's not. But we have reasons. We have reason that we're going to look at. We're going to go through why it's not really that threatening. Short time frames typically are really only important to short moves. Moves that are fleeting, happening soon. They don't really tend to have any effect on the greater picture. So we're going to look at daily RSI, and again, guys, can somebody, like, I am crazy. Every day we've looked at this RSI has been different. What is happening? Is it different between even just charts? I want to see if it's on the other chart. Is it different? I'm gaslit. I'm totally gaslit. what is what is happening with this? Guys, we look at this every day, and every day we get a different result. And check this out. They're both Coinbase, right? Coinbase. What is happening? I don't have an explanation for this. Like, what is this? This is like the 4th day in a row we've gotten... This is like the 4th day in a row that there's something different right here. And what's really weird is it's different between these charts. What? They're the same. It's just RSI. They have the same inputs. They're the same chart. They're both on Coinbase. But the chart we made today shows that this is a higher high. And the chart we made yesterday shows that this is a lower high. I just like don't understand. I don't understand. These are the same chart. What? Like, let me zoom in to show you guys. I swear, I'm not crazy. How is this happening? I really don't understand. It doesn't really matter where this line is. This doesn't have to be perfect. All it's showing you is that that's pretty much where this high was, and we can see that that's clearly higher, right? Then we look at our other chart, which is also Coinbase, and this is also RSI. It's the same indicator. Doesn't really matter where we put this. We're just putting it to show us kind of where this high is, and then by no means is this higher. These are both on the daily, right? Ooh, you know what? I swear, I might be onto something. I just learned something. I just learned something today. And you know what? This actually makes me more bullish. Oh, look at that, chat. You guys know I'm trying to learn every day too. I'm always adding, I'm always observing. Holy smokers. Holy smokers. So check this out. Here's what I just learned. So one day is 1,440 minutes. That's what it is. That's why you see me when I'm flipping through time frames, you'll see me just type 1,444. And it just says 24 hours instead of one day. Those are equal, right? They should be. There's some shenanigans going on today. Or at least here locally. November 5th. When was daylight savings time? I wonder if that has something to do with it. I'm gonna Google it. When was because it shouldn't affect this chart because this chart's on UTC, but TradingView servers are likely in the US or based on US time or March 8th. Wait, no, November 1st. Here, that doesn't make sense. It doesn't explain it. I'm at a loss. So, always use 1,440 minutes just because you can't type in one day on your keyboard, like on your numpad to flip through time frames like 4 hour, 1 hour, 2 hour, 12 hour, 1 day. Like, it's just faster. So I just figured out our mystery. I figured it out, but it just leaves me with more questions. So here's what's going on. Is on the 1,440 minute, which is 1 day, we have a higher RSI high. When we look at it on what is just the 1 day instead of 24 hours, which is the same thing, we don't. Wow. That is mind-blowing. I have never seen a discrepancy like this across time frames. Watch it change. Daily, 144 minutes, or 1,440 minutes. Higher high. Higher high on the 24 hour, lower high on the daily. That is some chart shenanigans, dudes. Wow. I have never seen this. Wow. That is, you guys know this has been like driving me insane for a few days now. Because as we make different charts, we kept seeing it was either a higher high or a lower high. And we just figured it out. We figured out the mystery that then opened up 10 more mysteries. There shouldn't be any difference. 24 hours and 1 day are the same measurement. That's like saying, I don't know, 12 inches is different than a foot. Like, they're the same thing. That's so odd. That is really odd. So here's what I draw from it. Here's where my mind goes. This is my game theory, okay? So this isn't technical analysis. This is game theory. Game theory, though, incredibly important in crypto, in my opinion. Certainly am always looking at the chart and thinking, what would I do if I painted the chart? If I was in control of the chart, what would I do to trip everyone else up? How would I throw them little false signals, false, bad information? How can I do that? Game theory here, boys and girls, so put on your conspiracy hats. Here it is. I'm not exactly sure how you can accomplish this. I don't have the mechanism of how and it's possible to change this data from 24 hour in 1 day and make it different. But here's what I can draw from it. Most people look at the 1 day. Most people look at the 1 day. So most people are seeing bearish divergence on the highs, on the daily. Most people. The majority. In fact, you can only look at this 1,440 minute if you have premium trading view because it's a custom time frame. They are equal. But there is a higher high on the daily RSI, so no bearish divergence, at least here, for the minority of people, for not many people. Not many people can see that. More people are seeing bearish divergence. In my opinion, in my argument in this game theory concept here, that is bullish. That is so weird, man. I've never seen that. I'm gonna argue it's bullish. Because it's hiding the bullish signal. It's showing a bearish signal. But there's a bullish signal there that less people can see, and we can also then back it up, not only just because, well, yeah, it played out, price went up. But we can also see it on other time frames. We snap on the weekly. Now I'm going to have to look at the 7 day, because now I'm wondering if the 7 day is going to be different than the weekly. But the weekly confirms it. The weekly says, yeah, man, we have a higher weekly RSI high, so who even cares about the daily? So I'm not worried about bearish divergence on the daily, or on the 12-hour, or on the 4-hour.
chart has 125-hour candle, and 1440 always has 1,440 minutes.
There's not on the weekly. The weekly's good. The weekly said we made a higher price high, and the market was ready for it. The market wanted a higher high. This is real. There's no bearish divergence here on the week. You go to the monthly, even bigger time frame, same thing. Monthly confirmed it first, which is strange to me. Typically, I would expect it to confirm last. Monthly, higher RSI high. Weekly, higher RSI high. Arguably on the daily we did, but now maybe we, like now at the moment with the current high, we do have bearish divergence still, because this isn't a higher RSI high. That's okay though. We could see RSI move down, but it likely will come to make even a higher high, because we see it on the weekly and on the monthly. We see it on these longer time frames. And that is the reason that the 4-hour, the 12-hour, 6-hour, whatever we're looking at, all those bearish divergences on the highs, they might be suggesting that we have some short-term downside. But with the weekly and the monthly on our side, it's just not important. It might be important if you're looking to scalp. But if you're looking at the picture of, is Bitcoin bullish? Is the market bullish overall? Or is next year going to be a green year? You're not going to look at the 12-hour. You're looking at the weekly. You're looking at the monthly. So we're going to do this experiment. You can see I just added it. Did not have this before, because why would you even have it? Why would you even think about adding it? So we're going to look at the 7-day, not the weekly. Now I'm afraid. I'm afraid of what we're going to see. But we're going to do it right now. This might be the first time. I've never heard of anyone looking at the 7-day. So this might be the first time ever. Certainly isn't. There we go. There we go. As expected. Jeez, this is so weird. the 7-day reflecting something different than the weekly? What is going on? I need an explanation. I'm in touch with the TradingView guys. I'm literally going to ask them, and I'm going to say, WTF am I looking at? Why is this so different? The 7-day closes in 2 days, 3 hours. Okay. Let's go to the weekly. 2 days, 3 hours. What in the world can make this different? Wait, there was a price. Did I just see there was a price change? Wait. Was there a wick change there? There is. Whoa. Whoa. Sorry guys, if this is boring you, my bad, but I am fascinated. So the candles are different. So here's a good example. It's the 26th of October. We see that that's a full body candle with a wick on top and a small wick on bottom. When we go to the 7-day, that becomes almost like a hammer. See? Wait, now that's October 28th. Ooh, I see what it is. So for whatever reason, that's so freaking weird. It must have lost a day or two somewhere. What? Because the 7-day and the weekly both close in 2 days, 3 hours, which would suggest that they should line up in the past, right? If they both are 7-day periods, it's possible that they were staggered. Like the 7-day might be counting every 7 days starting on a Wednesday or something. But then when we look at the chart, we see that's not true. Okay, good pricing going anywhere. We see that's not true, but then what? How do these not line up? So this 11th, 4th, 28th. Ninth, 2nd, 26th. What? All right, I haven't been reading the chat. I need to read the chat now, guys. Does anyone see something I'm missing here? Like, what's going on? True that. I didn't see that super chat, Rico. Thank you for the 10, by the way. And you are correct. You are correct. There is one day. There's 1 day of the 25-hour candle, yes. So why is the 7-day different? Like I can understand more so on the 144. What the heck is going on with the 7-day? Maybe my brain just isn't like working yet in the morning. Like I'm pretty beat from yesterday. But this 7-day makes even less sense to me. How can they both be closing in 2 days, 3 hours? I'm so lost, man. Yeah, I would assume like daylight savings plays a thing in it as well, but we're on UTC time. You know, this is set to UTC. UTC doesn't have daylight savings. Seven days doesn't work into a year. That's a great observation, Trisha, but neither do weeks, right? Wait, I'm having trouble doing this math in my head. Like I just have so many weird ideas circulating around now. There's 52 weeks in a year. Aha. Aha. Well, we've figured out this mystery. Trisha, you did hit this. Yeah, because 52 weeks equals 364 days. That's one extra day. Well, there needs one extra day if it's by 7 days. That is spicy, dudes. I've never heard anyone talk about this. That's spicy. But you know what I will say? The same way I was arguing that that's bullish on the daily. Yeah, I tell you what I guys see. To me, that isn't so good for the 7 day on the weekly then, because this isn't a new RSI high then on the 7 day. The 7-day did give us, yeah, and the 7-day did give us the bullish divergence on this low, whereas the weekly did not. Dude, this is spicy. I probably shouldn't waste the whole episode looking at this today, but like I might waste like the rest of the day looking at this by myself, because that is just crazy. That's crazy, man. The difference. The daily to the 1440 minute. I get that, especially like daily savings time. There's an hour, whatever, which I don't think is calculated in here, but that to me makes a little more sense than the weekly versus the 7-day being so different. But I think Trisha's right, because it's the same thing as how a monthly candle isn't 30 days, it's the month. So each monthly candle is either, you know, like 28, 29, 30, or 31 days, and it's dependent on what month it is. Wow. I guess I've never seen really a discrepancy of that size on the 1440 versus the 1 day. That's why it caught my eye so much. I've never seen a discrepancy that actually changes what divergence or what the chart is saying. That's freaking cool. And of course, yeah, it is a leap year. So here's I'm still reading the chat, I'm working on it, guys, but here's what's interesting. So aren't leap years every 4 years? And people, I hear a lot of people talking about how like election, like US election and Bitcoin line up in different things. Those elections are every 4 years. Are leap years every 4 years? Bitcoin halving pretty much every 4 years. I think you can pick anything that happens on a 4-year schedule and it will line up with Bitcoin because it's the 4-year type thing. Common Man Crypto. The daily, to get the daily the way I do it, is 1,440. However, it's interesting what you said there. I do occasionally look at the 1439. And what that is a really weird looking chart. It looks like a stepladder. And this actually helped me understand better how charts work. Because what you're seeing here, this is likely related to the issue that we were just talking about weeklies versus 7 days and blah, blah, blah. So what happens here is you have a candle that's 1,439 minutes, and then you have a 1 minute candle. And that just repeats, and that's why it looks like a ladder. I'd recommend checking this out. It looks cool. It's always interesting to go to it and see how that's different than the charts, than like what you're seeing on the daily. I don't know if it really has any much value, but it's just it helps you understand how charts work, because you do have that. You have 1,439 minute candle, then you have a 1 minute candle, then a 1,439 minute candle. Yeah. That is like likely similar to what we were experiencing there with like the weekly and the 7 day kind of thing. I've just never noticed a difference like that. Makes me uncomfortable. It makes me uncomfortable that the 7 day hasn't set a new RSI high. Let's look at, in this same spirit of experimenting today, and sorry if you guys are bored with it. We're live every day, guys. You can always tune in another day if you're bored with this kind of stuff. I want to see now the 30 day, because I'm aware the 30 day won't match up with the monthly, because that wouldn't even make sense, right? Not every month is 30 days. But as you can see, I just added it. I've never looked at the 30 day candles. I look at the 60 day and the 62 day, the 90 day occasionally. Never look at the 30 day though. I wonder if we'd have to go on BLX to get like a real good vision of this. Because logically this is going to be different on every exchange based on their starting day, right? Okay, I see it starts on January 1st, 2015. Okay, 30-day, reflecting the same thing we're seeing on the monthly. Same with RSI. All right, I feel a little better. I feel a little better that the 30-day is not throwing us a hoop, throwing us through hoops like the 7-day is. The 7-day, whew. That confused the crap out of me. I wonder which is more reliable though, the weekly or the 7-day. Let me see, just looking back here at Coinbase quick. Okay. Remarkably, nothing too much. That's just weird to me. It's weird to me that the 7-day, the RSI difference is so large from the weekly. To me, that makes me think that maybe the weekly's being painted to have a higher high here when maybe it doesn't. I don't like that thought. The difference between these two is just strange to me. And obviously they can be different because we just talked about why. But the weekly at almost 80 RSI and the 7-day at 76.6, that's like a big difference when it comes to weekly RSIs. That's a big difference. I just didn't expect it to have such a difference. If you look at the daily, 75.89, if we go to the 24-hour, 76.2. So they're really, like, that's close together. That's not even half a point. It's so strange. It's just so weird to me. Well, I'm always learning every day too, guys, so thanks for sticking with me through that. Offering me your ideas as well, because that did help me. Like, I probably would have sat there and just stared at the chart for a while. Alright, let me read the chat for real. Yo, Chicago Brew, what's up, brother? What do I foresee as a projected number on the next Bitcoin dip? Okay, you weren't asking me a question. Tom, anytime since March 2020. Correct. Correcto. What's up, Chicago Brew? What's up, Austin Powers? Mr. Hansen. Had to mess up the pegging calendar. That's right. Trisha. Wi-Fi dumping. What's up? Renee Silva. How you doing, brother? Set up my time frames. Common Man Crypto. Set up your time frames based on a fib ratio. So we'll have a 3-minute candle, a 5-minute candle, and an 8-minute candle. That would be interesting. There's probably no way to do that, at least in my knowledge. On TradingView. No way to do that. You know what I just noticed here, though? You know, when we were looking at the hourly before, didn't notice this. Or did I? I don't even remember what I said. I got so distracted with that. That has been plaguing me for days, guys. If you've watched every stream the last week, like, that has been plaguing me since it happened. I've been like freaking out, like, why is it a higher low? Why is it a lower high now? Why is it a higher high? I don't really remember what I said about the hourly earlier. We are catching, though. Yeah, we are catching some bull div. Huh. I know that some of the stuff we saw wasn't so bullish on the smaller time frames, though. I honestly just, like, forgot. That distracted me 1000%. Yeah, that distracted me so hard. The hourly does look like edge bullish here. I mean, you do have a higher low, especially if we're not counting this wick. That's our lowest point in RSI since back here. That's pretty solid. You know what I can say? Even outside of the 4-hour and 12-hour and things that we looked at, this is, I think, what makes good trading, is being able to identify, honestly, anything. That's why I like patterns, but being able to identify anything concretely and that allows you to build a trading plan around it. And that can be on any time frame, you know, for any different kind of trade that you might want to do. But for like right here today, I can say the edges with the bulls above this trend line. This trend line's been amazing. And I can say the edges with the bulls above this trend line. And that sounds dumb because the trend line's going up, and that's like saying, Tom, are you saying as long as it's going up at the edges with the bulls, like anybody can say that? That's stupid. Sure. But here's really what it's defining. It's defining all of this space. It's defining price increasing with time. But it's defining all this area as bullish, and it gives you an actionable price. That actionable price is wherever this trend line is when it touches it, or if it touches it, you know, in the short term. And that you can use to set up a risk to reward trade, or risk to reward ratio, or trade, or whatever. That is what makes good trading, is really just identifying anything. You don't have to identify what I identify. You can use any kind of indicators, whatever, that work for you and that you're familiar with. But that's what makes good trades, being able to identify anything and saying, if price comes to this level, then I know to do this. So this trend line, pretty great. Pretty great. Because it's been so clear, been so crisp. What I would probably do if I was looking to trade this trend line, which I'm not going to trade this trend, is I'd probably give it a little leeway. Maybe even I would take the parallel channel instead of the trend line. And what I would do is figure out, I don't know, I would take whatever risk I was willing in whatever trade I'm calculating out and say, like, I could say 1%, and I would put a parallel line. That's why I'm using this channel, just because it makes a parallel line. I would say maybe I'm willing to risk 1% or something underneath this trend, because we do see wicks that are just underneath them. And then I would use that. I'd use that instead of exactly the trend, because we already see that wicks have gone through them. That's how I would approach it. What percent? Is this like a percent? That's 0.5%. Okay. And then I would say if we lose this bottom, then I'll use that as a stop loss or something. Yeah, that thing threw me through a loop. I don't know if I'll ever recover. That has been like, seriously, I thought TradingView was broken because I never had put together that was why we were seeing it. Oh, Rico. Yeah, so I saw the super chat. I didn't hear it. Did it not announce it? Was there we were having TradingView problems earlier, and that could be related. Did it read it? Because I got a message saying it didn't. Let me make sure alert box is healthy. Refresh cache. Oh. I'm so confused. Dude, there's something weird. The whole internet, the entire internet has been strange the last 2 days. But even my TradingView is being weird. What is this? Why are you being so strange? I'm going to do a test. So it's going to pop up as if there's a donation, but it's not real. Okay, that worked.
Dragons! This is a test donation for $20. Oh.
Okay. I don't know what was wrong with it. Hopefully that fixes it. It's still acting weird. Like, it doesn't have... I don't know, guys. Today's just a weird day. Today's a weird day. You know what, though? Thank you to YouTube. Because this new pin a message thing is great. We can probably take bets on how long it'll take them to reverse that change. that choice. That's great for now. Someone said it was fake. I literally said I was going to do a test because it wasn't working. Then they're trying to call me out as a fake, as a phony. The alarm sheet. Was that really loud, dude? Something weird happened. Like, all these things got mixed up. I'll turn the volume down on that. Okay. That was loud. I have it playing out of headphones and it was actually pretty loud. It read, but I talked over it. I see. Okay. Downtrend broadening wedge. Yeah, right here does look a little microphony. I will give it to you. This does look a little microphony. But I mean, this trend is being so solid. It's hard to edge at all. It's hard to call any edge for bears like with a trend this freaking accurate. Like this what is the word? Not even accurate. Responsive. Interactive. I mean, as soon as it breaks, as soon as anything closes underneath it, like we're on the 15-minute here. We haven't even closed a 15-minute under it. We've wicked under it twice, but not even the 15-minute. What about the 5 minutes? The 5-minute? We had a 5-minute close. One time. Just once, actually. Dang. That's ridiculous. Yeah. Wow. I got so thrown off. My brain is still racking over. It's still just like focusing on the difference. Whatever. Between the 1,440 hour in the daily and the 7-day in the weekly, like there hasn't been very many new concepts of that nature to me in a while, and so now my brain's like trying to run every scenario of everything through it. Like, wait, do you need to go back and check this and check that? Whatever. Here, let me read the chat because that usually helps me reset. What's up, Tom G? Mr. G. And One Step. Yo, man. What's up, One Step? Haven't seen you in a while. Funny Colors. Funny Colors. What's up, man? Or Funi Colors. I don't know. Are you okay? You were... I don't know. Something seemed up yesterday. I hope you're doing well. Giovanni. The weekend party. Yeah. Happy Friday, everybody. Friday, right? Yeah. Happy Friday. I never know. I don't have weekends. Kest Udis Norcus, what's up, brother? Welcome. Put in some bull balls below. Okay. Ferrari 590. Were you the guy? Someone said that yesterday about Chico and his hair. Was that you, or is this just like, I don't know, is this like a thing now, or people coming here to say that? I don't know. I have razors, man. I cut my own hair. I'll cut Chico's hair if he wants, but I don't know. I don't watch him. I don't like get it if it's an inside joke or something. I know he has very long hair. I imagine he likes it though. Chris Weems, nah, dude, I work every day. I'm always here. Truth Seeker, well, what's up, brother? Okay, alright, Ferrari. I'll remember that now. I'll remember it for next time. I just, like, you never know when there's just, like, a wave of people saying the same thing if there's some joke I'm missing or something. Truth Seeker. No, there's really there's no new projection here. In my book. The only deviation we've had at all from our projection that we've been looking at for weeks is that we've had a surprisingly bullish November. We expected November to close green, but close above 13,864. We expected it to have a wick on the bottom, wick on the top, close pretty doji-ish. But we're getting to the territory where, I mean, it's still valid, but we're getting really close to the territory where the projection it's like maybe it's too much, maybe it's too bullish. Like I don't know if it follows the projection. If we break 17.2 this month, I'm not sure what that would mean. It would mean that likely the path we have plotted out isn't playing at least the way we expected. But we did expect, and we are expecting 17,200 at the end of the year. By the end of the year, the exact number is like 17,175 or something, 76. That's been our projection for a month ish. It was like in October. I think as soon as October broke 13,864, we made this projection. I can't remember the date, but 17.2 has been our target forever now, for days and days and days. We're looking for a yearly close there. That dates back. That's the wick, January 2018. And the reason for that, you know, I don't think I talked about that in the last day or two, so I could run through it for everybody. I know there's a lot of new faces joining us lately. I love it. It's amazing. Welcome everybody. We're live every day. Come hang out with us every day. So what we're looking for is we're looking to the previous bull run. Let me see where these months are. Here we go. This is what we're looking for. We're looking, well, I guess even more specifically, we're like looking here. And our projection is that we're seeing the same pattern. Ooh. Okay. December. So December's candle. This is basically what we're looking at. We're looking for a repeat. And while these are obviously a little different looking, if we look at the yearly, this picture becomes a lot clearer. You see how 2016 and 2020 are now very similar candles? Very, very similar. We get rid of these boxes. The reasoning for our target becomes very visible, very easy to see. We saw that the 2016 candle. That did not look like 2020. 2020 didn't look like the 2016 candle until in October when we started checking this, following this pattern. We see that 2016 closed at January 14th's wick high. So what we're looking for in this projection is that 2018 wick high, which is at 17.2 on BLX. It's more like 17.1 something on Coinbase. We're looking for a repeat, so we're looking for a close this year at 17.2. If we get that, then we're going to be looking for a 2017 event into 2021. That's the projection. That's what we're looking at. This price action is very similar to this price action on the yearly. When you break it down, smaller time frames, you can see even more similarities. You can see that, yeah, like right here, Q3, very strong Q3 in 2016. Monthly. So here's why we were expecting a little more chill. And this is why I'm not sold that it's broken yet, this pattern. But this is the November that we're looking to mirror this November, 2016, and that was you know, we have a pretty equal wick on top and on bottom, and a small-bodied candle right here, and that's to set us up for that December run up to the 2014 high, which we're looking at being the 2018 high at 17.2. You can see closing 2016. Starting 2017, December was a strong green candle that closed with very little wick on top. And then we're looking for, if our projection continues, we We would look for December to close at 17.2. You know, I'm just gonna load one because I have one that, like, I can try to doodle it now, but it'll look way worse. Maybe it's this one. Ooh, I don't even know what this is. Nope. Too many charts, man. Too many charts. Clean BLX. What was it? Let's try clean BLX. If this isn't it, screw it. If this isn't it, screw it. Why is it not on there? Because the week, maybe? I don't know. I can't find it right now. I'm not going to bore you guys by opening 50 charts, but essentially what we'd be looking for then is we'd be looking for a close at 17.2-ish for December. The problem is that we're just so close to it already. And then in Q1, we would expect a retest back down to our wick high here, which would repeat where? Right here in the 2016 in our model here. We can see in January, right after that awesome December close, price came back to back test it before running into the most epic bull market ever. So we'd be looking for, I don't know if it has to be January, I'm just saying Q1 2021, so it could be a series like of candles on the monthly. But by March, by Q2, or so by April, we expect to see 20K tested and broken then. So this is our projection. It just gets weirder the higher that November goes. So if November goes to 17.2, it will be odd. I don't know if, I don't think that we can really say it's the same pattern then, unless December ends up being a completely flat month, and maybe it just got front run. You know, I don't know. But this is our projection. This projection, we started at 13,000, calling for a 17.2 close. So even if now it's a little weird, it certainly was calling for a bullish end of the year, and that's what we're getting so far. Projection, yeah, I think the projection is good. We're going to follow it until it doesn't work. You know, that's basically what we do with all patterns. So far, so good. Looks like the hourly is consolidating with bullish divergence on the lows, on our trend line, right underneath our fib level. There really is just 17.2 left. I don't know how I feel about testing it though this month. Okay, it's 17,178 on Coinbase. That's it. I don't know how I feel about it. I'm a little, I almost don't want to. I almost want to wait. The projection stays tighter, but Bitcoin doesn't do what we want. It does whatever it wants. Doesn't like to be predictable. So maybe just us talking about that pattern repeating has pushed it off course, and now it's going to do something a little different. Yo, Dan Cole. That's an in-depth question. How you doing, brother? I mentioned I definitely wasn't going to trade this line. No, I definitely didn't. I did not plan, and I have not traded 16,312. With so many trend lines identifiable, how do you prioritize? So that is one of the reasons I like to make new charts a lot. That's one of the reasons with patrons, when we do our warm-ups, we always start from a fresh chart. Because you do get that problem. Chart clutter does not help you trade. Chart clutter is noise. Noise will just distract you from the important data. So how do you prioritize? There is different, so support, resistance, trend lines, etc. They're not binary of they are or they aren't. They're a scale, like anything really in life. There's different strengths. So let's say 16,312 here. I don't even consider this a resistance. I consider this just a taking profit level because it's a fib. We don't actually have a resistance here. we see that price respects it. People are taking profit. 17. Okay, so here's a better direction to explain this to you. So 10,500. It was the swing high in October on that crazy candle of 2019. It was the like it touched it again in February right before March's sell-off down to 3,800. That is a super powerful. That was a super powerful resistance. We broke it, so we expect it to be support. So to be a super powerful support. Man, it's hard to articulate the answer to this. So there is support and resistance technically at every price that's ever been traded. Technically. But as a trader, we need to determine which ones are strong, which ones are significant. And so I don't know if that's as easy. I don't know if that's a question that like I can answer in like a simple, paragraph or something. Because that's likely there's many factors. Harnance Mabs, what's up, brah? Welcome to the fam. Thanks for subscribing. Man, it's such a simple, it's a simple question, right? But when you try to, how do you tell someone, man, how to determine what supports and resistances are stronger than others? Because there's a lot that goes into it. I guess it's like the best way to do it, I guess, is to look at the most important ones we've had and see them. And right here, 10,500. We saw that this was a significant resistance because we saw price reject very strongly from it. So we knew once price got back up to it that it was going to be resistance again. We broke it, tested it as support, all's well. 13,864. Where are you? Right here. So if we zoom out to the yearly, I do have a whole video on support and resistances, by the way, but you've caught me. You've caught me in on a day where my brain is a little fried from that thing we were looking at earlier, and so I don't know. I'm just going to explain this again. So then we have 13,864. I'm going to make this line a little more visible for you. We can see that these yearly candles, the highest price ever traded on Bitcoin, sold off that year and closed 13,863. And we saw price was rejected. Price sold off strongly from this level. We saw it again in 2019. We saw price strongly rejected from this level. Does this look familiar? Because this is almost exactly the same thing as that 10.5 we looked at. This is just on the monthly, whereas the other one was on like the daily. So how do you put this into words? Strong support, strong resistance. What we prioritize, I guess, is identified by the significant price action that occurred at those levels. In my opinion, there really only is or was, since March when we made that low, there were only 3 important levels. That was 10,500. That was the biggest hurdle. That was the most important hurdle. By far, it was the hardest hurdle Bitcoin had in front of it. By far. Once that was overtaken, there was only one more. Well, there's 2 more. There's a level above that. That's the 13,864 that we just looked at on the monthly. We broke that. We haven't back tested it, which is why our projection makes some sense that we've been looking at for a back test in the first quarter of 2021 on there. And other than that, there's just one. There's only one other value. And this is the reason I'm not taking profit here, is because I don't believe it's a significant resistance. And that's 17,175. And that one's a little harder to really reasonably explain on a live. But if we were just watching earlier when we were looking at our projection, we saw that that same wick in 2014 acted as resistance for the yearly close. So that's why we're looking for it again. That one's harder to explain. So how do you prioritize? That was the whole thing. You prioritize by their significance. You, in theory, could find a support or resistance. You know, you turn it on any time frame, you can find something. But the more volume that is traded at a level makes it more significant. And the stronger price action resulting from that level makes them more significant or prioritizable, etc. Got a dog hair up my nose. All right, I probably just did a terrible job of that. That threw me off because I was like, yeah, of course, that's easy to explain. And then I opened my mouth and I was like, man, you know what? There's a lot that goes into that. There's a lot more that goes into determining something like that than I think I'm aware of actively while I do it. But I do have a whole video on support and resistance. You're welcome to check it out. It's on my channel. Just go to the channel. I think it's under the Crown Trading Lessons. Just how to trade support resistances. Man. 226 watching today. 225. That's pretty good. Pretty good. Welcome, guys. Good to have everybody here. I know it's Friday. There's not a lot of spice action. Haha! I just accidentally said that, but now I'm going to definitely say that spice action. Get it? Price action. Spice action. Actually, I like that. Not a lot of price action. So that's pretty good. 230. I'll take it. We've been killing the numbers. We hit a new all-time high on the stream yesterday. 398 viewers yesterday on our episode. That was awesome. That was fucking good. That was freaking awesome. Thank you for everybody who was here for that one. That was amazing. We had over 5,000 views. I think that was the most views we ever had in a video. I dig it. No, I didn't. I've been like kind of in my own realm today. I didn't look to see. So we have the Discord link in the pinned message. But did we have people join Discord? We've had people join Discord. Okay, so it works. Cool. I'm sure John, all of my boys have been telling people to join it anyway, so that works too. Spice action. Spice action. What do I think of Eth? What do I think of Eth? Last time I looked at it, didn't look too hot, did it? Eth is having some internal issues with chains. I don't know if that's resolved yet. So for me, I'm steering clear of it for the moment. I have Eth, but I'm just sitting on it. On the weekly, though. Okay. Weekly is headed for 488.95. Last time we looked at it, we were consolidating under resistance. We flagged. Yeah, so it's literally in the same boat as when we looked at it last time. Heading for 488.95. It looks like it on the daily yesterday back tested 453. Confirming it as support, so that's not bad. That's what I think of Eth. There's nothing else to it. 488 is just a local resistance. It's not a historic resistance. There's not that much traded volume, so going to our significance talk we were just having, I think Eth is aiming to break 488. But if it will in the short term is going to depend on Bitcoin. There we go. This is not a strong resistance, nor it shouldn't be. I don't see a reason it would be. If this breaks, we have this whole green zone where there's just no resistance. Let me move down here and make it. Yeah, this whole green zone, very little resistance. If we look left, very little trading. Not a lot of high volume trading. We don't really see a reason for resistance in this area. We already broke the major ones. Yes, 500. There's a little trading here, 500. 500 psychological. Likely to see some kind of profit taking at 500. But on the macro view of ETH, there's very little resistance above it until you get to like 450 or 750. It's just a matter of breaking that 750 or breaking that 488. Jeez, my brain is fried, guys. Yesterday's stream killed me. I think that was one of the longest streams we ever did. I'm still a little fried from it. In my opinion, ETH, I think that I would be hands off of it until they figure out this chain splitting community thing. And during that time, we're likely to see ETH just consolidate, probably again similar to here. And it's going to wait for Bitcoin. When Bitcoin makes a move up, if it breaks 17.2, I would put the edge on Ethereum as well will break 488. The BT, nope, don't have the FBTC chart here. We don't see on the daily bearish divergence on the highs locally. That's good. It looks like it's setting up maybe to make another one. I just wouldn't, I really just would stay away if I wasn't in a position with ETH until that chain split community issue is resolved. I don't know if it is or isn't. Dan Cole, chart clutter. Yeah, well, a lot of people are new here, or at least new to the channel. We used to be a 24/7 kind of just like AFK live channel at one point, and that's where I really learned the importance of what I call chart clutter and not having it. Because if other people can't understand your chart by looking at it, odds are that you also are having issues. Odds are you have issues that you're not aware of. Because you're just getting so much information that isn't relevant anymore. This trend line is just killer, man. I just, like, yes, this trend line can break. All trend lines break. But until this trend line breaks, there's just no way I can give a downside edge. But that's an actionable price. That's an actionable thing. Very easy to identify. You just say when this breaks. So right now, all you have to do is look at the candle we're on. Put your finger on the price, and so you can say, all right, I might use 16,065 as a stop loss. I recommended the 50 hourly has actually been maybe a tighter spot. I wouldn't use this as a stop loss because we see that it's being used as support. So if I was looking to make an entry for a scalp, especially now that it's moved above this trend, I may be able to look to make a long on this with a stop loss just underneath this trend line. There's a lot of actionable information right here. Just right here. And there's not a lot on my chart. See? Chart's very clean. If we break this trend line, we also have a target we saw on the 12-hour. I'm lost. Dude, my brain is so fried. Usually I'm much better spoken on these. But we have a target from the 12-hour that we found. It was our TK line that's been guiding price. And that's at 15.6. So I would say if we see this trend line break, the 50 hourly, where my eyes would go first would be 15.6. We see that this descending trend from the previous highs actually intersects with that. Intersects. Giggity. Intersects with that trend, with that horizontal potential support. It's not a support though, it's just our indicator is telling us that that may be a price where people will look to buy or open positions on the 12-hour. That's not actually a support of any kind. You can see locally not much trading there. Looks like our 1 hour bullish divergence is playing out at the moment. Oh, I don't have the fib. I don't have the fib on here. I apologize to everyone today, guys, man. We streamed for hours and hours and hours yesterday. It was super hype. I had a great time, but I'm just like kind of out of it at this point. I'm doing my best here to still have a solid show. Where did that go? Do my best to still give you guys a good show, but not on my A game today. Not on my A game. There we are. That's why I couldn't find it. Okay. Yeah, it looks like the hourly is playing out here, despite the 15-minute not really showing us much earlier. $30-minute really wasn't showing us much earlier either. And because we didn't have any kind of short-term signals. What happened here? Why is this different now? What? I'm so confused. This... I just suck at life today. I fail at life today. Sorry, guys. What happened here? Alright, I'm just sticking with this chart then. Anyway, because we didn't have any kind of actionable short time frame signals, other than we had maybe a little hourly bullish divergence. Maybe it wasn't confirmed. Does look like maybe it's confirming now. So for the day, what we would be going on is, well, we have this established trend, seems to be acting as support. We have a moving average, seems to be acting as support. So we're just going to look for the trend to continue up. We already have a defined price where we can say, hey, maybe the trend isn't going up right now. Maybe the trend's reversing. We have a defined price point, 16,060. Why is that's so weird to me that trend line didn't line up, man. I don't know. Alright, this one worked. There we are. Do we have the fib? This is from the other day. This is what I'm looking for on this monthly candle for November. These little white arrows here are just supposed to be wicks, and looking for a body about this size. So yes, I think that's 15.7. At about 15.7 to 15.6. This is what I was expecting, and as you can see, it's already exceeded. It's already exceeded my projection. So it's a little more bullish. I'm going to actually change that back so I can remember that I didn't think it would go this high. It's gone a little higher than I expected. That is kind of Bitcoin, isn't it? Doesn't it always, like, you have a target, it blows past your target by just like a little bit. The story of Bitcoin. I used all my brain power on that 1,440 minute daily 7-day weekly thing. And I didn't have much to begin with today. But we're still here. We're still here. Hey, Chicago Brew. I love myself a good Razin. Don't you worry. You're good peeps, you're fam. You don't have to worry about it. Mellow fellow, what's up, dude? Zcash having. Yep. Indeed. Indeed. And I've noticed that people are talking about Zcash again. That's a change. There's a change. People, we're not talking about Zcash. True 24. Do I have any good video tutorials? Yeah, just check out the on my channel. There's a playlist. Crown trading course or something like that. Let me get the link. There it is. There's the link to the playlist. That has like, so I haven't in a while. I'm going to go back to this. We stopped doing it just because viewership and interest in crypto was getting really low. It was like September. And so I stopped doing kind of these lessony things, but I used to start the episodes with like some kind of lesson. And what those are on the playlist is like I just chopped out the rest of the video and it's just the intro part where we did the kind of lesson or whatnot. Go over how I use a few indicators in those. I don't know if they're great watches because they were filmed live, but yeah, it's my content and I did it about indicators and such. Yeah, so I hope that answers your question. Come on, Bitcoin. Retake the fib level. Nice little solid candle on the 15. You bounce the hourly. You bounce the hourly 50. Jeebus. Rid of this. You bounced it. Let's just like put another one of these up here. Oop. Look what happened last time we bounced it. Last time we bounced it, it's the exact same setup too. So we bounced the trend line and we bounced the moving average. Did it again. It's a spicy setup. Got some spice action is possible. The exact same setup as the 12th. Same thing. There's even a back test to a previous swing high, just like it is here. Wow, that's pretty cool. I didn't notice that. Maybe my brain's slowly waking up. I don't know. I didn't have enough caffeine yet. See that there's a local swing high. We saw that resistance, or active support with the trend line with the moving average. Then we saw it here, and we saw right here. Same thing. Previous swing high. Meets trend line, meets moving average. Same setup. Maybe fib will give us something here. Now my brain is starting to work a little. I definitely need to just get another energy drink. Need to get more energy in me, and then maybe I'll be okay. Okay, it didn't really hit a clearly defined fib though. Let's take it from candle close maybe. 327. This is just an experiment. I don't know. Well, that's creepy. That's creepy. We get the same fib extension, and this is cherry picking. Like, I admit I'm cherry picking here. So, but I still want to share it. If we take from the candle closes, the fib extension that we got from this previous move that I'm saying looks like the same move. Because it looks like really similar setup. Extremely similar setup. We got, like I said, this is, we had a previous high, swung high, moved back to the trend line, which met with the 50 hourly moving average, which was the previous swing high. We got to move up. This right here looks very similar. We had this swing high that meets with the 50 with the trend line right here. So if we get that same fib extension that brought us to here from right here, it actually lines up to 17,187. It's $9 different than our end of year target. That's pretty silly. But warning, yeah, like this is just totally needs to be said. Absolutely was there some cherry picking of information and measurement in that. So I'm not gonna like declare that as really valid simply because I cherry picked it. I usually would take it from the wicks, I'd do the full retrace, I would look for the fib extension, etc. But that didn't fit, so I tried it again from the body of the candle closes, and that fit better. And so then I looked, and then that same extension was to just above our 17,178. But still cool. Still a cool observation. I still believe, well, it is still my opinion, absolutely, that these two moves are extremely similar. These two touches are extremely similar in their behavior. and where they fall. So I do think it is likely that we get a move up. Every candle, this trend and the 50 moving average is also moving up. So potentially if we're in a position that will allow us to move our stops up over time, still great trading information. Whew. I want to catch this move. I'm like brain dead right now, but I want to see this hourly roll over. It looks like it's going to roll over on the MACD. If it rolls over here, it has some pretty nice bullish divergence off of the same trend, off of the same moving average, with the similar previous swing high. Like, it's a good setup. It's a good setup for some spice, man. I'm just trying to stay like conscious and not say anything stupid in the meantime. I love you guys. Thanks for putting up with me. No, we do need here. I swear, Brave, you trigger me so much every day with that. Man, I'm useless today. Here we are. The only thing we need really on this chart is we definitely want to have a label on the local high, and we want it to show price because that's important. That's about it. That's pretty much all we need here, I think. This tells the whole story. 16.5 looks like it wants to be retested. Maybe broken, sold back under, come back to the trend. Yeah, we'll see. But 16.5 definitely looking likely to be tested. This 16.3 level, again, for people just joining us, really, it's just a fib. It's a fib. It's the truth. But it is a fib level, which is, in my opinion, typically an area, unless you see support or resistance lining up with it, it's typically just a taking profit level. Whether it's taking profits for shorts or longs, depending on what direction you're heading towards the fib. It's not a real resistance, so that's good. We do have a real resistance above us. 17.2, 17.1. And I think price is heading to 17.1, 17.2. I haven't been projecting it until December. But I'm not always right. Definitely do not get it right all the time. We got the views increasing. Nice. Welcome, guys. Welcome, welcome. How's everybody doing? How's everybody feeling? I missed some subscribes. Ernesto M. What's up, bro? Oh, Emesto M. What's up, brother? Thanks for the subscription. It's good to have you in the fam. It's great to have everybody. I think I missed a few more today. Nuno Stall EU. What's up, brother? Welcome. These people probably aren't here anymore because it was like an hour ago, but shout them out anyway. C. Peck. Welcome to have you. Happy to have you, brother. Lex Lauer. Welcome, Lex. Georgios N. Latin Slovak. Welcome, people. It's awesome to have new people here. Make sure you're in our Discord. I don't think I've shielded myself. Dude, I'm so beat. My memory is terrible right now. Make sure you're in the Discord. It's pinned at the top of the chat. It's the only way to keep up with our daily live streams, which are typically more lively than today's stream. If it breaks 16.5, I'll Super Saiyan energy out of me. My hair will turn yellow and fly up, and I'll have more energy, but we streamed for like 1 million hours yesterday, so I'm a little burnt. But I'm doing my best. But sideways price action, it's not going to ramp me up that much. Coors Kai, welcome. Thanks for following. As I was saying, we're live every day, typically more lively. But we're live every day with TA. in depth. We bring you the cutting edge. We bring you things. We bring you signs, signals, edges on the markets, and we bring them first. We've been calling for 17.2 since mid-October. Everybody's catching up now. Now that it's at 16.5, everyone's calling for 17.2, but it's cool. I mean, there's only one chart. We're all going to find the things eventually, but we try to bring them here first. We try to look into the future, divine out the possibilities, and then select the best one, or the most probable one. We can't tell the future. It's only probabilities, we just look for the best ones, so join us live here daily. We're here daily. And being on Discord, that was the whole point. It's the only way to keep up with our streams. We tend to be bad-o-shand, as we say here, because we don't say the real words, because we don't want to trigger the artificial intelligence YouTube gods. But there are many times where our subscribers are not able to find our streams, our live streams daily, and being in the Discord is the only way to know when we go live. The only surefire way. Notifications work like maybe 50% of the time. And there's a 24/7 live stream in there, and chat, and educational resources, all kinds of stuff. It's just the community, it's the after party. So make sure you're in there if you're new. Christopher Roten, technical analysis is more risk management than predicting the future. That is correct. That is a very valid statement. I'd agree with it. There is no predicting the future. There is this is my opinion. I'm not like, I agree with you. I'm not disagreeing with you. This is just my addition to it. TA is just, it's like a map. Okay, you can see all the cities, but you don't know the roads in between them. You don't know the best road. You don't know the best path to take. But you can see the cities, if that makes sense. It's identifying possibilities, probabilities, and then using that information to make educated or informed decisions in order to profit. It's always probability. You'll hear me say probable. This is the most probable outcome. A lot. Because that's all we have. We never have anything that's surefire. There's no 100% anything in technical analysis. Technical analysis does not give you 100%. But all technical analysis has to do is be better than flipping a coin. If it's better than flipping a coin, there's profit. For every percent better you can do using technical analysis versus flipping a coin, that's direct profit when used correctly. So yeah, I think it's misunderstood, but you're totally right, brother. Totally right. Does not predict the future. Simply can show you what destinations there could be. Does not tell you which one it's going to take. Are you ready? Dude, I love that name because it makes me like yell, "Are you ready?" I had this debate, "Are you ready?" I had this with someone recently and I really liked it. So someone was saying about luck, and I said, there's no such thing as luck. Luck doesn't exist. Or basically, I guess luck does exist, but what people think is luck is actually probability, and luck doesn't exist. So going back, luck doesn't exist. Sorry guys, I am tired. Luck doesn't exist. There's probability. Luck is just the result of that probability. So if you have a 60% and a 40%, this is hypothetical. If you have something that is guaranteed 60% probable, and the other option is a guaranteed 40% probable, if you do infinite samples, you will always end up with 60 of whatever decision A is versus, or to every 40 of decision B. That's probability. If you have a 60-40 and you do that once, it obviously can be either result. But whatever that result is the luck. That's luck. That's just what happens in reality. I guess, so like, really just, luck doesn't exist. It's just too small of sample size. I think it's really just the word people use when they're trying to describe what probability is, and maybe just aren't aware of exactly what that means, if that makes sense. I had a way better argument the other day. It wasn't an argument, it was a discussion, but it was way more fluid and intelligent sounding. I'm on the struggle bus today. I'm doing my best. But yeah, probability. Everything has a probability. The problem is that we don't always have the ability to identify what that probability is. If I throw a dart out the window, the probability of me crashing an airplane is probably pretty low, right? I don't know how you would calculate it. It's probably impossible, but there is a chance. There's a probability that could happen. Just unable to identify what that probability is. So that's a bad bet, unless you're betting against it won't crash an airplane, because it won't. And that's what TA does, is it's using tools to identify, or to help you identify, probability. And the more accurately you can identify that probability, the more profitable you can be. It's that simple. Profit exists in the edge that you can create beyond entropy, beyond randomness, beyond the coin flip scenario. Every unit better you can do than the coin flip, that is what profit is in trading. Yeah. I don't even know if I'm making sense at this point. John Whitaker. I come from a time where TNA meant something else. It still does. Too bad there's no TNA in TA. Just kidding. Guys, can we get this? Can we get this pump? Can we just see this play out? We break 16.5. That'll amp me up. I'll be ready to roll. You guys know how it is. Like, big price moves can drive you up, can get you all energetic. I'm just out of it without something to do it. Jimmy the Genius, there's a chance that dart would turn into an airplane. There is a probability to everything. And in my opinion, there's a non-zero probability to everything. So, in that definition, I would agree. There is a chance. There's a chance. I wouldn't be able to explain to you how that would happen. But everything in the universe is defined by probability. And luck... Oh, this is what I said to him, I think. I said, luck is just probability being defined ignorantly. And I hate when people use the word ignorant, because people always get offended and think you're like attacking them. But I meant it in like the definition of ignorance, like people who lack the knowledge about probability use the word luck to describe it. Like, that's full circle. Maybe my thought process, I don't know. Yo, Silva. My darling Silv, you're here. It's good to see you. Silv says success is the result of preparation and amount of chances. Very, that's very related to trading as well. With probability, because there are no 100%s, the amount of attempts, the sample size, is a huge part of trading. And that's where our friend who was talking about risk management, that's likely what he was even referring to. Risk management is the sample size that you're allowing yourself to have in the worst case scenario, and that is actually maybe the most important aspect of trading that there is. You can be the best trader in the entire world. than anyone's ever seen. You're not going to win 100% of trades, doesn't matter. The best trader in the entire world, if they bet 100% of all of the value they have, they could lose that trade and they'd be done. It wouldn't matter if they were the best trader in the world. That's where the risk management comes in. Even the best trader in the world does not win 100% of trades. But they know, they have it calculated out. How many trades can I lose in a row? And all they have to do is beat that probability to continue trading and continue being profitable forever. Risk management. Absolutely. Hey, somebody did my quote. Someone did, who did that one? Renee, astronaut Renee, my man. Code 81. Charts and TA are a map, not directions to your destination. I guess I said that April 25th, 2020. I like that explanation. Luck runs out. What's up, Rigo? Luck runs out, probability does not. Probability never falters. What's up, Kevin M? How you doing, brother? Degenerate Gamer. How you doing, my friend? Until Earth breaks 488. Don't at me, brah. I'll make an alert. But until it breaks 488, it's, in my opinion, it has gone nowhere. Flagged out underneath resistance. And broke it. GG. GGWP. But it has the boss. It still has to face the boss, which is 488.95, its previous high. It isn't even really a resistance. It just... like a profit taking. People decided to take profit on ETH at that point. And that created resistance through that profit taking. Because someone had to have bought those coins for someone to sell those coins at 488. So now those people who bought those coins, logically, would be looking to sell those coins at 488, what they bought them for. That creates resistance. It's not a super strong one. Shouldn't be. But it was not a resistance until it traded there locally. Kestus. This is like the first one I'm having trouble with. Kestatus Orcus. Man, I butchered that. Trading is psychology. Study. I think there's truth to that statement. In my opinion, trading is study of statistics. I think your statement is valid. There's the psychological aspect of it. But I think I think for most people that is a true statement. I think for the most successful people, it's just all statistics. It's just all math. Period. I think it's just math. Dominic Joyle. We just looked it up like 2 seconds ago. What do you think of a long position with ETH? I think it's a terrible idea to go long in ETH right now. I think it is a statistically losing idea to go long on ETH at this moment. Can't believe I'm going to open it right back up. Because we're trading at 475. Why did the... not working? It's not working. But you have resistance at 488. I click over here. Why isn't my computer not working? This is trolling me. It's like a 2%. You have like a 2% move to get to 48. I don't think that's a statistically winning trade. The statistically winning trade was yesterday on the back test of 453, which was the previous resistance. Flipped to support. That was a chance to go long. If I had to play Ethereum, I would, if I had to, gun to my head, if I had to make a trade in Ethereum right now, I would likely look to go short. Maybe from 48.1, 48.2 to 48.8. Maybe a stop at 5. Psychological 5. And I would look to close then that short at 450, 453. Back at support. Yeah. I just, in my opinion, it's not the smartest play to go long right now in F. Because you go long and then you just, unless you're planning on taking profit at 488, you probably make a play. From here to 488, but good luck. Between fees and spread, that's a tight trade, man. See, bearish divergence on the 4 hour. That's not a trade I would make. The probability. It's all about the probability. The probability, in general, at resistance. Going long at resistance is just always statistically going to be the losing play. It doesn't mean that going long at resistance doesn't ever work. It does work. It just doesn't work as often as going short. Same with support. Statistically, going short at support can work, but if you have enough sample size, going long is always going to beat it over time. It's statistically, it's more probable, has a greater probability, just in general. Do not want to open longs at resistance. You do not want to open shorts at support. You want to, that's trading backwards. You're doing the opposite. Doing the opposite of what you should be doing. I'm too tired to even chill my patron. Isn't that crazy, guys? Have you ever seen me this tired? Too tired to even chill patron. Dark days. Ooh. Meant to... Good. Discord link still works. Excellent. I get paranoid. Make sure you're in Discord. Get yourself in Discord. What's up, Digimedia dude? How you doing, brother? Robinhood. Don't use Robinhood. Robinhood is a fine exchange for anything but crypto. If you want to use it, go ahead and use it. Don't use it for crypto. Sparkplug visual. See, there's a lot of cool stuff. Fib is a fascinating topic. Fibonacci is a fascinating mathematical, I'm going to say, phenomenon. Fascinating. If you've never, like, not even to do with trading, you don't, like, you don't have to look into it to trading, but if you've never looked into Fibonacci, just period, you need to do that. You just go do it. You know what? I don't want people to leave the stream, but if you just go ahead, you just leave the stream, or yeah, no, leave the tab open a new tab. Stay here. You need to look into Fibonacci. It is one of the most fascinating things I think that exists in the universe, in the observable universe. Fascinating. Amazing. I don't think it has all the answers to everything, but it is, I don't know, maybe something that suggests that the universe is a fractal, I don't know, of itself, or who knows. It's all mathematical. Some guy came up with it like 100 years ago. It stems from the number sequence 0, 1, 1, 2, 3, 5, 8, 13, 21, 34, 51, 51, 20, 61. That's where it comes from. That's where it started from. So fall down that rabbit hole. There's no conspiracy with it, though. It's all mathematical, observable. One of the most fascinating things. And how that pulls back to here is we use Fibonacci in trading. And we see that it's not that it, like, you know, always works and always tells you what to do. It doesn't give you the perfect trade or something for every trade. But we see that everything, for just pretty much everything that you can observe in some way, interacts with either the sequence of Fibonacci or what they call Fibonacci levels, which is derived simply by dividing two Fibonacci numbers. What is it? Of a certain distance apart. It's like a 4 digits, like 4 digits apart or something. I don't remember. And those give you fractions, which give you percents, and we use those. Those are the fib levels. So for instance, the 16.312 is the 0.786 Fibonacci level. I forget what numbers it is, but if you divide 2 of those numbers in that sequence, you get 0.786. And that's how it's derived. Fascinating, though. It's worth a read. Pretty nice week. Just reading the chat. What's up, Rowan? Rowan, my man. Bitcoin has spent 22 days above this price. Yeah. Yep. This is exciting times. Especially into December. November not, well, I guess 2018 was pretty exciting in November. To the downside. But November, December, let's just say Q4 of Bitcoin. Q4 in general. Known to be a spicy quarter. Q1, not that spicy. Not a very spicy quarter, unfortunately. Q2, pretty spicy. But Q4, that's a spicy quarter, man. And we see it. September was one of the most boring, lowest viewership, lowest engagement months ever of this year. Well, no, ever this year. I mean, as in September. That was Q3. That was the end of Q3. Q3, not that exciting. Q4, though. Now there's 300 people here. There was like 60 people here in September. Q4 is a spicy one. So far, it's on target. Going. You know, I didn't look at on the daily here. Didn't do my normal jams. It's weird. That must be the same chart. There we go. I wanted a cleaner one. It's a clean chart. Not a dirty chart, it's a clean chart. Okay. Let's see. Let's just take these. I just want to see where these levels are at. Yep. It's pretty solid trading range. This is spicy. This is interesting. Our 12-hour support that we eyed out using Ichimoku lines up with what is likely a daily support from these candles, the 5th, the 6th, and the 7th of November trading. It's interesting. TK on the daily still following price up. Yes, yes, yes. We're just waiting, I guess. I gotta go to the bathroom. I gotta go to the bathroom and grab soda. I need more caffeine. What's up, Truth Monster? How you doing, brother? You've been back lately. It's nice. I didn't see you for like what, 6 months at least. Now you're back. It's good to have you. Are you ready? What are you talking about? Check out Bitcoin search history on Google. No searches, even though all-time high. What? Is it the all? Are you saying it's the all-time high of Bitcoin Google searches, which I would find hard to believe, and it's not the all-time high of Bitcoin price. So but dude, the whole internet has been having a bunch of issues in the last 48 hours, so it's very likely that Google search trend result stuff could be goofed up too. Lambo Rider, how probable we live another end of 2017 and the end of 2020? Not very likely. What I think, my projection, what I've been talking about for weeks, is that maybe this is the way people need to hear it. Maybe this is the way, because people seem to only remember 2017. My projection says that we are currently in 2016 this year, and that next year is 2017. Maybe that's the way I should describe it, because I feel like people would get that. I think that's simpler, more along their lining. Have a good weekend. Eat all of your fish. Eat. Have a good weekend, brother. Thanks for being here. Thanks for watching. Most people are looking to find a job. True. 2017 rally was almost entirely retail. Almost entirely retail. Something tells me that if next year is what I'm projecting, what I'm seeing, what I'm expecting, that it will be not the case. I don't think it will be mostly retail. I think it's the second term, or the turn. Jeez, man, I'm brain dead today. I think it's someone else's turn. Institutional investment in 2017. Before 2017. 2021. I think that's going to be the year. Yeah, I really do have to go to the bathroom. I'll be back really quick. It's got to pee. Don't go anywhere. Yeah, I do need some rest. I need some rest, guys, but I'm thinking we retest 16.5 today before close, so we're not going anywhere, so don't go anywhere. Stay here. I'll put on the big screen. There we go. Don't go anywhere. Stay here. We got more to go. While I'm out, make sure you like this stream. Make sure you're subscribed, new people. Get in there. Subscribe. We're live daily. Get in the Discord. Links at the top of the chat. Pinned. And if you're someone new to trading or crypto, check out the Patreon. I would love to help you in your journey. All right, I gotta go to the bathroom. I'll be right back. Alright, back under the fib. Dude, Bitcoin didn't like me walking away. Best compliment ever. You guys have been nailing. I've gotten the best compliments of my life in the last 48 hours. Someone told me I was a combination of Dr. Disrespect and Mitch Ray. That's like the best compliment ever. Then someone yesterday said I sounded like Master Chief. Maybe also the best compliment ever. And then someone now said I sound like Duke Nukem. Guys, but you don't have to flatter me. I mean, don't get you anywhere. Those are my favorite compliments I've ever gotten. So, thank you guys. This is some sideways trading we see here. It's this fib level. It's not resistance. It's just profit. People are taking profit from the positions they opened. Likely the 12K level. Likely at the 10.5 level. From longs, they're likely taking profit here because it's a fib. That makes sense. It's not really a resistance. You can tell almost, right? So 13.6864. That was a real significant resistance. You see the difference in price? You see how price moved up. Yo, Zaira8. What's up, man? Thanks for following. You can see the difference. You see this harsh rejection of price. This is a resistance. This boom shot the price back down. Shot it back down to the channel that it was in. Price moves back up. Boom, gets shot back down. Rejected. But kept finding support higher and higher and higher until it's finally able to break it. You can see a difference here. This isn't, price exceeded it initially, like on the first try, moved past it. Profits started being taken, moved the price back down slowly. This is very typical of a profit target, of like a take profit target. Not typical of a resistance. Of a resistance, we would expect maybe a touch just underneath it and then a sell-off, rejection. Price, if it can set a higher low, then we'll creep back up to it again, rejected. And if it can keep setting those higher lows, eventually it can break it. But we don't see that here. Here we see price exceeded it, kind of just dicked around a bit. See, it's not a rejection in the same way, which is really the hindsight evidence that this isn't a resistance, but that's what we've been saying on this channel. We've been looking at 16.3 and saying there's a fib level there. We're going to see profit taking, but it's not resistance. It's not really a threat in the same way 13.8 was. It's not really a threat in the way 10.5 was. In fact, there does not exist a threat. There no longer exists a threat that was on the same level as 10.5. 10.5 was the biggest threat Bitcoin maybe had ever seen. And you can see the last support, the last higher low that was set in October before running was directly off of that 10.5. Not coincidence. Price ran almost directly to resistance from that support after it held almost directly to that 13.8 before it traded at that level, rejected, traded, broke out. There's just one resistance left. That's it. This is it. 17.2. We have been talking about 17.2 for over a month. It's been our target. It's our end of year target. So it's, in that sense, our projection has been wrong or not as accurate as we had hoped, because we were thinking that this would be the end of the year, December. End of December we would be at this price. We're pretty dang close to this price now. Hitting it in November would be, I will then concede that my projection was not accurate, despite it being correct in its price assumption and trend assumption. It was wrong in its pattern if we hit it this month. I'm okay with that. I'm okay with being wrong. No one is right all the time. If anyone tells you they're right all the time, they are not someone that you should trust. Do not trust someone who cannot admit they're wrong, because they will deceive you The only way to be right all the time is just by tricking people. Chicago Brood. Now, I don't have legs. I am actually, in real life, I'm a lot like the genie from Aladdin. I just have like a wispy bottom. I can fly. Very cool. I mean, it's alright. It's alright. It's a life, you know, being a genie in a bottle. Could be worse. Let me pull up my little scanner here. Let me see if there's any spice on the market. Anything that might get me excited. You see DNT moving. You saw that moving yesterday also. CVC Civic moving a little bit, but just eyeballing it, it looks like it's probably just recovering from... It rallied and then sold off. It's probably just right back to where it was. Probably just a recovery. Litecoin, someone just pointed that out. Did I look at it yet? No. Litecoin, 10% for the day. That's not bad. Not bad at all. However, haven't had my alerts go off, and that's why I haven't looked at it. Because it does have some room to move up and down. Okay, maybe my alert didn't go off. Maybe it expired. For some reason, TradingView alerts expire. I hate that. I hate that they added that. Okay. Alright, alright. This isn't the chart I was looking for. Oh well. The heck is this chart? This has nothing on it. Alright, screw you, chart. There we are. The most important line in the world of Litecoin. I'm bullish on Litecoin. If you're a patron, you caught that. We had a patron post not a few days ago recommending Litecoin allocation in your portfolio. Just one of the many perks patrons are privy to. One of many. It looks like that was a monstrous call, so that's cool. However, I still don't think Litecoin's completely broken out yet, has it? Well, maybe it kind of has. Ooh, that's getting spicy. Aha, okay. Figured. I was like, this doesn't look right. Alright, well. Yeah, my alert must have expired because I didn't get one and there's none here. Litecoin looking a little explosive, doesn't it? Still, unfortunately. Not unfortunately. You know what? It's looking great. It's looking great, but there is one more thing that it must accomplish here. Not that far. Less than $4. About 5% though. That is a hurdle. Litecoin needs to break $69. It's at $65.72. That's actually higher than I expected. But unless it breaks $69, it really hasn't gone anywhere. This looks great. Looks great. This looks very bullish. Looks very strong. But man, on the daily, that's not a good sign. We do see actually something really similar to Bitcoin. We see the RSI is you said it on the 12-hour for Bitcoin. It looks like it's flagging. We're seeing a series of lower highs and higher lows. We see that on the 12-hour RSI on Bitcoin as well. That's interesting. But in general, this is not bullish. We have lower highs with higher highs in price. That's bearish divergence. And we have higher lows with higher lows in RSI. That's nothing. But we're really close. $69, a break above $69, man. And Litecoin, where do you want to go next then? 84, 85. Not much in the way. Break 69, 84 or 85 is really your next target. After that, 150. This chart is primed. So primed. You guys know I've been a Litecoin fan for a long time. Don't let that get in the way of my TA. There's one more here I forgot about. Yeah, 100. That makes sense. Don't let that get in the way of my TA, which is why I haven't spoken of it in some time. Because I don't show coins that I like just because I like them. I talk about what's happening, not what I want to happen. Bullish divergence on the Litecoin Bitcoin pair though. On the daily, we see the lows coming up, and we see the price lows continuing down. Again, in the same position as it is in the dollar pair. Same position. Man, patrons, we nailed it though, guys. It was either on the 11th or the 12th that we had that Litecoin post. In a similar position as USD though. Yes, it has had a great day today. It looks like. I didn't notice this. 8% day in Bitcoin pair. 8% day in USD pair, roughly. Technicals look good. MACD, there's bullish divergence there on the lows too. Bullish divergence on the lows RSI. See the MACD on the daily flipping over to buy. But it's in the same position. It's made great ground today, but it's right near resistance now. This was previously support. We can see that it was then broken and then acted as resistance, not once, but twice. And we can even infer today that it has acted as resistance again. Doesn't mean that it's going to not break that resistance, but we can see there's a wick on the top of this candle. 53 minutes still closed, and it's trading back underneath that 0.04043. So it has a pretty strong resistance zone right here. Very similar position to USD. It's reaching up. It's looking bullish. It just needs to pass. It just needs to pass this critical level. And for USD, that's 69. We may also look at it this way and say a daily close above 67 on USD pair. That could be our signal as well. Yeah, on the weekly. Closing the weekly above 64 would be a pretty good sign. It looks like an important weekly resistance. But it's just not quite there. It's like, you see this a lot in crypto. You get these breakouts that don't go anywhere. And I don't know if that's going to happen here. You never know. You never do. Because like we can see in this weekly, it's already traded as a bullish engulfing candle, and it's also set a new low. So we don't have like a definitive breakout call yet. What would be really nice in the Litecoin pair is to see a weekly close above 0.04042 for the weekly bullish engulfing, because we do have some great signs on the weekly as well. Look at this series of higher lows on MACD. It's incredible. And now again we have this little flip to sell, and now we even see that waning on the weekly. Same with RSI. RSI on the weekly, bullish divergence. On the daily, bullish divergence. We've been seeing this for a long time though, that's the problem. We see even the monthly in the Bitcoin pair slowly making its way. It's been doing this. It's been losing selling momentum since December 2019. Almost a year. There is actually no bullish divergence, dang, on the lows on the monthly. There was at one point until it put in a lower low. That's okay though. This chart is primed. We just haven't quite gotten the signal. We will eventually. I believe that. Someone's making a weird noise. I believe that. We'll get it eventually. Absolutely. Just not quite there yet. So close. So close. So look for it. Set an alert. Set your own alerts. If you're a patron, you'll get my alert, don't worry. $69. Litecoin USD. Or above 004042. Weekly close on the Bitcoin pair. Honestly, I want to see it on the daily either. Even on the daily, that'll be alright. And it's really close. But crypto loves doing that to us, doesn't it? It loves giving us these, like, just a microscopic, like one atom below a breakout. Everybody gets excited and then it doesn't break out. Those are the most savage of the traps. Oh, I know what the noise was. It was my empanada in tinfoil. And my mouse kept, the cord on the mouse kept jostling it around. 16.4, 16.5. The high looks... The probability of retesting that high is very good. Very strong. It's taking a while, though. Taking its time. You see the hour? Looking to roll over. Oh, it just did. Okay. Oh, the hour just rolled. The hour just rolled over in this hour in the last 14 minutes. 11 minutes. You see the MACD flipping back to buy. Back to positive. Funding. Ooh, this is where we're looking. Nice. I love it. This is what I love about our stream, and hopefully you guys appreciate it too, is we look at the charts and then we make an idea of what we want to see. And then we try to find evidence. And then we see it play out. Like we were looking at the beginning of this episode for funding to continue to the negative side to go lower. And that's what we're seeing. This is 3 candles in a row now. How long have we been live? 2 hours? 3 hours? So when we started, it was either this tiny little negative one or it was neutral. I think it was neutral. But we were looking for this to go farther to the downside, and we are. That's excellent because that is a bullish signal for us. We've been watching the hourly MACD, looking for it to flip positive. It just flipped positive. That's what I love about this show is we look at price action live. I tell you guys what I see, what I'm looking for, and then we get to watch it play out. Or not play out. Though in the last, I don't know how many episodes, we've been pretty hot fire. We didn't actually, I didn't really pick a target today. I guess my target would be 16.5. I don't want to do it now because that's too, I don't like when people like put targets after the fact kind of thing. But we've been hitting targets almost every episode. And we're live every day. I don't know many people who do that. In fact, I'm not sure of any who do that. Most people don't try. That's probably why. Hopefully you guys enjoy it. This is what we do live here is similar to what the patrons get, but the patrons get it much more in depth, much more detail. They can ask questions, more personal because we do one-on-one mentoring, tutoring, teaching, whatever you want to call it. This is kind of just like the free version of Patreon. If you haven't checked it out yet, check out Patreon, man. We've had so many people join this month. It's incredible. It's a patron wave. Patron wave for us. We've had so many people join. It's a great value. Can't beat the value. You can say you can't afford it or something. That's fine. Totally understand. No pressure. But you can't beat the value. For the time that goes into this, for its cost, it's impossible. This can't be done. I put like every waking second I have. Every free minute I have it. Let's put it that way. Into providing value for the patrons. So check it out. It also supports the channel, but more importantly, it's an investment in yourself. If you're someone who would like to become.
Cheers for all you teach me, Tom. Could you give us your 2 cents on BitMEX funding and premium index? Man astronaut, woman astronaut, sunglasses.
Are you ready? You just call me an astronaut woman? No, I'm just playing. Let me finish. Yeah, we can definitely talk about BitMEX funding indicator. Let me just finish my thought. Patreon is for people who are new or not or experienced, who want to learn or become better at trading or just in the crypto space in general, and I would love to help you do that. That is my passion in life. So that's my shill of myself. And so, Mr. Are you ready? Thank you for the 5 euro. So, funding. What is funding? Funding is a tool, it's a mechanism that leverage or non-spot exchanges. So exchanges that aren't actually trading Bitcoin. So BitMEX is trading contracts. Contracts are representative of coins, but they're not actually being traded. They're trading the contracts. And so funding is a tool or a mechanism that's designed to keep the price of those contracts in alignment with the spot price. Spot price is like Coinbase, where you are trading coins back and forth when you buy and sell. They're not contracts. They're actual, supposed to be literal coins. Options trade in the same way. They have an order book, they have a market. Options or contracts are representative of them. But what happens is that those contract prices or those derivative, kind of like IOU representation of coins, that their price can stray away from the price of spot, from the price of actual coins. And so funding is the mechanism that attempts to bring the price of these contracts in alignment with spot price. So you'll see, if I zoom out, you see there's some big swings either up or down. And so if we zoom out, we only look at like these 2 examples, the biggest ones, the biggest swing highs, the biggest swing lows. What this represents is when the bar is above 0, there's a middle point here on the scale, which is 0. When the bar is above 0, that means that there are more long or more bets on these contracts of price going up. And so what that does is that usually results in the price of these contracts being higher than the price of spot. And what funding does, so when it's up high, that means there's more longs than shorts. What it does is it makes anyone who opens or has a long position open. So I guess I want to keep an eye on that too. Anyone who has a long position open has to pay the short positions. So it's really just trying to balance out the, I guess, ratio or the weight of the longs or the shorts for these contracts. And so when typically we use this is, so when funding is positive, that means that demand for longs is very high. And when funding is negative, demand for shorts is very high. And so it's a little counterintuitive though, because you would think, okay, if longs are high, that means price is going to go up, right? What we see and what we can observe is it's actually the opposite. You can explain it. There's probably many ways to explain why, or what the reasoning is or source of it is. It doesn't really matter. The reason doesn't really matter because we can observe how it plays out. I will say, very important, this is not something that you trade on. You don't say, oh man, the 5 minutes negative, I'm going long. The hourly is positive, I'm going short. You do not trade based on that. Nope. But what this does is this can give you an idea of where the market is going. If you look at funding, and this is just BitMEX, and BitMEX, really I should probably stop using this indicator because BitMEX isn't the market leader anymore. It used to be. I should find one that uses, like, I think OKX as the highest volume or Binance, either way. But what we can see is in general, when funding is negative for a sustained amount of time, when funding is negative, we see that price moves up. It's counterintuitive. The way I think it works is, so when there's lots of shorts, that means people are hedging their long positions, which means people are actually bullish, but they're hedging with these contracts short. And when funding is positive, people are hedging their short positions, so they're actually bearish. That's my opinion. There's many ways to try to explain this. But what we can see here, this doesn't look as clean as it used to. Yeah, it does. Okay. We can see here in the recent price history is that price and funding really do have a connection, and it is a decent and pretty reliable overall indicator of the market moving. So we can see that funding has been negative almost the entire time since March, right? On this chart here. This is on the daily. Funding's been negative almost entirely. There's been a few times where it's been positive, but the majority has been negative funding, meaning the shorts are paying the longs, meaning there's more shorts open than longs. And the majority of the time since March, price has been going up. We see a little bit of time here where price wasn't going up, right? You saw price sell off right into the beginning of September. If we look at our funding, we see that as price moved up to this level, funding became positive. When it sold off, funding again returned to negative. And then we saw the rally continue. Right here. This is where funding went positive. Right here. And that's really the first sell-off that we saw. So it isn't exact. That's why you don't use it as like trade buy it. But we see this is really the only period where price was seen in like a bearish trend, or it was rejected or really sold off. And really right there is the only time funding was positive. The rest of the time we see funding was negative. And we see price moving up. We do have this little blip here, which is this spike up we had in June, which sold off. So funding was positive, and we did see the next day a bearish engulfed candle, price went lower. But for the majority of the time, funding has been negative, and for the majority of the time, price has moved up. In the area where it started to trend positive, we saw a reversal. It was the only real correction we've seen at all since March. So funding is a great tool, but it is not something certainly that you're going to use to trade short time frames. It's not really going to help you like with entries or anything. But funding, so basically in general, you want to see funding negative as price goes up, because that means more people are shorting, and that can set up for a short squeeze, which is an event where shorts are stacked in a way that they end up liquidating and start a chain reaction, shorts liquidating, which drives the price up. The same can happen in the reverse with a long squeeze. If you see price declining for long periods of time and margin long positions increasing throughout the whole time, then you can get a long squeeze, can lead to a huge sell-off. We don't really see that very often in Bitcoin. Okay. Girl, the lady texted me. She's going over to our friend's house for game night. That's cool. Let's send her a message. I shouldn't tell me, huh? Saw her when I went to the bed. Maybe this is the last second decision. I need to get a new monitor. I like can't see crap on that one. Anyway, cool beans. Yeah, that's pretty much all there is. Funding is like a tertiary tool, and really, we just want to see it. We want funding to be negative. If we are in a bull run, we just want it to be negative for as long as possible. We want it to be as negative as possible, because it really just sets up more fuel to rally. That's a whole nother topic of how those contracts work, but when shorts close or longs close, they have to do the opposite action. So when you short, you borrow to sell something, and then when that short closes, it has to be rebought. So in that sense, lots of shorts closing pushes price up, and the opposite, price goes down. Yeah, sorry. Yeah, her friend came to pick her up and they're being really loud. And they know I'm streaming. People are always loud in my house when I'm streaming. Well guys, it has been a few hours here. I don't even really want to go to the game night, so I'm probably gonna wait till she's but it's been a few hours and it looks like we're gonna trade sideways, to be honest, into the end of this day. Price is looking like it's just consolidating at 16.3. May see a test of the trend, the master trend that we've been following. Let's see what price that's at currently. 16,066. And that moves up about, I don't know, like $10, $20 every hour, something like that. You can draw this trend yourself, very easy. And so if we do see a sell-off here into the end of the day, it's probably just going to make another higher low. We're looking like some kind of... This is a strange looking pattern in general. It does kind of look like a cuppy, like a little cup. What's really weird is this reminds me actually a lot of the macro price action. If this right here is March of this year, that's kind of weird. I don't know why it reminds me of that. Maybe that's just 'cause I'm tired. And then this would be like the 2019 high. Weird, actually looks a lot like that. Like this. So this would be that thing I circled first. This would be the second one. This is on the 15-minute. This is just meaningless. It's just an observation. It kind of looks like that. That's funny. It looks like we're probably just going to trade sideways. We may come back to test this again. Today's close is 34 minutes away. 33 minutes away. And it's not looking too exciting. Looking probably like a similar close to the 6th. If we do get that same close, likely see a little retracement tomorrow. Maybe down to that, where was our target? Like 15. There's the one we picked out today. That's a different chart. I need to sort my charts out tonight. There it is. I could see it going as low as like 15.6 if we get that red doji close today, and then we repeat that same price action. That is if we do. However, my opinion is I think this trend is holding. I think this 50 MA on the hourly is holding. So I don't think we get that close really. We have 30 minutes. All it has to do is close above 16,370. It's really not a big ask. Does look like we are repeating this exact same formation. We have the same signals. We have bullish divergence off of our trend. I think the probability is today closes as a green doji, and we may see continuation into tomorrow. What we need to look for is our special magic trend that's been holding, and the 50 moving average on the hourly, which is very close to price. So there's your defined prices and ranges. I'm freaking exhausted. So guys, make sure you are in that Discord. Link is at the top, pinned in the chat. We're live every day. We're going to be live again tomorrow. We always have a live stream in the Discord going on. We will be live again tomorrow. Hopefully you tune in. Just make sure you're subscribed And check out the Patreon. If you're someone that's really interested in trading or crypto and looking for guidance there, I'd love to do it. So check it out. I think I'm going to take a nap. So thanks for joining us, guys. It's been another good day. Today was a little less spicy. Hopefully we get some Sprice action here into the weekly close this weekend. And I hope everybody has a great night. Go have some fun. I don't think Bitcoin's going to do too much tonight. Doesn't look like it is. So go enjoy yourselves. And I'll catch you guys tomorrow, so tune in then. I'll have a lot more energy tomorrow, don't worry. Promise. Okay. Yep. Love you guys. Catch you then. Yo, holy crap, Shalom Dunn is here. I wish I would have noticed earlier. SD, what's up, brother? I love you. It's good to see you. Don't be a stranger.